Well, here we are at the end of week 1. Hopefully you have found some interesting resources through either the IHI modules or the agencies you visited during your field trip. I have returned everybody's field trip and I have filled out the rubrics which will be found in your grade book. I suggest you read the rubrics because if these same errors keep turning up in subsequent assignments, in other words, if you don't fix what was the problem this time, the point deductions will become greater and greater and greater as we proceed through the course. There were two basic recurring things in the field trips that seem to cause difficulty for a number of people. The first is not knowing the difference between a clinical agency or your clinical organization, which is your employer, and a professional organization, which is a voluntary membership organization of professionals who have a shared mission to advance a cause, usually in the case with nurses, to improve patient care, nursing practice, patient outcomes. If you had difficulties with this, I strongly suggest that you do a little bit of searching on Google about what is a professional organization and what professional organizations are relevant to your area of practice. The second is the one that's always a difficulty, and that is APA formatting. Anything you write in your paper, which is not your original thought, idea, or concept, must be referenced with both an in-text citation and a complete reference listing on the reference page of that paper. This means any web links, paraphrased content, direct quotations, references to another person's work all require an in-text citation and a complete reference listing. The final thing is having a backup or a plan B for computer problems. Just like if we were meeting on campus and your car didn't start in the morning, you would take the bus, call a cab, or get a ride from a friend. If your computer doesn't work, you need to have another way to access the online classroom. That could be an internet cafe, a public library, a friend's computer, but the computer freezing, not working, your internet service being down are not valid excuses for not attending class. Okay, now on to week 2. This week we're talking about healthy workplaces and lateral violence and bullying. This is a nice follow-up to the discussion that many of you had in your discussion boards during week 1 about change and nurses being resistant to change. This week we will talk about some episodes of bullying and how you respond to them as a growing leader in your workplace. You also, for the written assignment, will survey 10 people about the health of your work environment. When writing both your discussion board postings and your written assignment for this week, please maintain the confidentiality of the individuals who you have talked to or the people who you are referring to in discussion postings. Have a happy Labor Day. I hope you have a chance to go to the pool, the beach, or whatever you do to celebrate the end of the summer. And I look forward to seeing you online again this week. Take care.